Om Shanti, everyone, and very good morning. Today's Murli is very special, and this is of year 1978, 1972. So just think about it. When was the last time you have seen the mirror? So title itself is unique. The mirror of your stage is service, seva. Do you experience yourselves to be constantly victorious? So in this Murli, like Baba has asked a lot of questions. So Murli is all about reflection. So it's not kind of, one person will read and no, it's kind of, we have to self-reflect ourselves. Since you are those who are victorious over the whole world and who then rule it, have you yourself become victorious at this time? Do you consider yourself from now to be those who have claimed the right to the world that you are going to rule? See, first of all, have you already claimed all rights over yourselves, or do you still have to do that? Those who claim all rights over themselves become those who claim all rights to the world. So now this is the time for us to reflect on us, whether we have conquered all the vices and we can claim. So ask yourself to what extent you have attained all rights over yourself. Do you know what all the rights are? The main powers of the soul that you speak of, maybe someone can write in the chat that during our first lesson, what are the three main qualities and the attributes of the soul? So it is the mind, the intellect, and the sanskars. So the main power of the soul that you speak of, that is mind, intellect, and sanskar, have you become victorious? That is, have you claimed all rights over these three powers? So this is the journey of going to the source, return to the source. So we need to understand, we need to ask ourselves, have we claimed all rights over these three powers? You do not become subservient to your own powers, do you? Those who have become instruments for world service would have this stage easily and naturally. Would they not? Or would they have to stabilize themselves in the stage by making effort? Yes, Baba, I can ask myself. Yeah, it's taking time for me and efforts as well. So individually, you can ask yourself, are you experiencing this stage of making effort within yourselves? Or is the confluence age the time for making effort and the stage is a matter for the future? At the confluence age, do you wish to experience the stage of being an embodiment of success and a master almighty authority or not? Are you going to experience this from now or only for a short time at the end? So it's a matter of practice, how much efforts, how much dedication we put in that effort. Because more we have that habit of being soul conscious, being an embodiment of whatever virtue you can say, then at the end it will be very easy. Are you just going to remain stars of hope? You should experience being embodiment of success now. What success meant to you? If we ask ourselves, what is the success? Is it maybe the appreciation from the client, appreciation from our family members, or something else? You will attain all success when you claimed all rights over the self. So three parts which we have: the mind, intellect, and sanskar. So how deeper it is that we have to think on ourselves that at what level we have to achieve. You should be able to use your mind, intellect, and sanskars as you want. Only if it is like this now, will you be able to change the mind, intellect, and sanskars of others. If you take time to change yourself, or if you are not constantly victorious, then you have to use greater time and energy in making others victorious. So service is a mirror of the stage of all of you. Now, why this is like, why title was chosen, like service is a mirror of the stage of all of you. So now just ask yourself, when was the last time you went for the godly seva, say it in your local retreat center or meditation center, or be in a Madhuban? Whatever seva was assigned to us, how dedicatedly we have done it, and what were the reaction from the participant, and what satisfaction we had. So seva is as a very big topic, and it's kind of mirror of whatever we are right now. So if we have something in mind that okay, I will be going to do this and that seva, and suppose by XYZ reason, if some seva, different seva is being assigned to us, need to ask, what is my stage at that time? It is my stage where it will give experience to the participant, because it has been observed since many years. Recently, we were in Madhuban in Gyan Sarovar, where all the corporate IT professionals were invited. So right now, if by any chance, if we just call them, how was the session and all, they will say, yeah, it was beautiful. But moment we ask something about how was all the sevadaris, and they will they will give all the detailed explanation, because that is the only way where they will remember all the time our kind of facial expression, our way of doing all the seva. So Service is the mirror of the stage of all of you. So what can you see in the mirror? Just take a time and see what you can see right now in your mirror. Just 15 seconds. Okay. So service is the mirror of the stage which we are in. Your effort making souls have created your stage, but do those whom you serve experience this in the same way? Are you receiving visions of the extent to which you have created your stage through your service? What stage have you created? How far have you reached? You enjoy service, do you not? Definitely, that's the experience for all of us, maximum like majority, that in the name of seva, we make ourselves our own purushart, our own efforts. And if we are satisfied within, then definitely that seva is really a fun and enjoyment. You experience happiness seeing the success of service, do you not? That other souls have gone having received the Father's introduction. In the majority of Brahmin souls, you especially see two virtues. Okay, one more exercise from today's Murli. Seeing this picture, what you can remember. Yeah. Now please type something, then we can proceed. Or you can speak also. Seeing this picture, what you can think of these virtues, okay? One, Rakhi said purity, Sakshi purity, okay? One more, holy, okay? Great. Yeah, let's see what Baba is saying. Pure heart, great. So in the majority of Brahmin souls, you especially see two virtues. So one is purity and love. The majority of you have passed in these two aspects. In the same way, in the results of service, love and purity are also visible. That is, those who come here experience this. However, the newness and the speciality of the knowledge, the stage of being knowledgeful and a master almighty authority, the speciality of the practical task of the Father that should especially be experienced is lacking. So we have an external kind of, there is an external cover or layer where we used to have that experience. But what Baba is asking and expecting that how much, at what level, what extent, whatever practical tasks we used to do, the stage of being knowledgeful and a master almighty authority. So that is lacking. Do they experience the full introduction of the incarnation of Shakti, the name which has to be glorified, the form of Shakti or the form of Almighty Authority Father? Yeah. So this is a deep kind of inner reflection that even if we are anywhere, like in 3 hours of seva, or in our office also, in our any profession, in our education, what is our stage? Because we are constantly in that stage of seva. So need to think about it, whether we are at that stage of being a knowledgeful or a master almighty authority. They are impressed by your life. They are impressed by the love and the cooperation. Definitely, yes, they are impressed. But are they also that much impressed with the elevated knowledge and your being so knowledgeful? So again, ask yourself that the external layer, they are able to feel that love and cooperation and the purity. But are they impressed with the elevated knowledge? Just as Brahmin instrument souls experience themselves to be an embodiment of power to a certain percentage, so too in the mirror of service, the form of power is experienced less in the comparison to that love and cooperation. Whatever is happening and whatever you are doing is very good according to the drama. So Baba is asking, like, he is very smart, he speak something about, like, okay, you are doing this, that, what Baba is expecting, that it should be knowledgeable and being a master almighty authority. And then very sweetly and politely said, whatever is happening and whatever you are doing is very good according to drama. So everything, like, it ends with the drama. However, this is a very, I would say, most sometime in, if you remember during those days where Baba used to say very good, nice, and all the words like, I will put, appreciate us. But Baba will stop at certain time, like, lekin, kintu, but, however. And then the real, story begins. However, now, according to the time and according to the closeness, only when you become embodiment of power and spread that influence on others, will you be able to bring the final revelation close. Embodiment of power and spread that influence on others. So we have 8 powers. We have a lot of Murlis in that. And how much we are able to spread and influence on others, will you be able to bring the final revelation close. So everything is depend on us, our seva, our mirror. Hoist the flag of power, just as when a flag is hoisted, because it is high up, everyone's visions is automatically drawn to it. In the same way, now hoist the flag of power, the flag of greatness and newness throughout the whole world, that which no soul can experience anywhere else. Give this special experience to all souls. So, service is the mirror, is it not? So, this is the beautiful topic where we can discuss in our own mirror. Please put going forward, and it is my takeaway. I will take a mirror. I will put my mirror all the time in my pocket of seva, of service. And then think about it, at what level, what extent I'm able to experience, I'm giving and sharing that experience to others, not only of love and purity, but being a knowledgeful and being an almighty authority, master almighty authority. Acha, to those who give the introduction to the almighty authority, Father with the form of all powers, to those who grant a vision to all powers through their own power, to the loving, cooperative, elevated souls who are embodiment of power, who hoist the flag over the entire world, love, remembrance, and namaste from Bap Dada. Today we have two Murlis. So just after one day, like this Murli is of 28th November. So we have another Murli of 22nd of November. And then we will end up, like we will go for the churning and our reflection. So this is 22nd November Murli, and it's kind of related. So the final form of the final service. So what is the, everything is final, like drama, which we said, okay, everything end up with a drama. So Antim, this is very important one. Antim and Ekant. Is it a loneliness or something else? So is it a solitude? So Antim service ka Antim Swarup. So what is my final form of the final service? Let's discuss that as well. And this is very deep, Murli, again. Why? Because once in the 20th Murli, it was all about seva and the mirror and all. Now, this is very close, like we'll feel it. Do you continue to have visions of your final form? The closer you come, the more you will experience it as though it is almost in front of you. Moment you are about to reach Madhuban, the sign of Madhuban, Mount Abu will be visible. And those are mountains and all. And you will feel that we are almost in front of, the railway station, or maybe you are going by car. You will feel as though you will feel as though you are to become that just now. But here Baba is saying something else, not just a physical world. It's not just the mountains and the cars and the railway. No. Just as those who are old have the feeling that they are now old and will soon become a child again. So do you have not only awareness of your final form, but also a clear vision of what you are at the present and what you are to become? Ask yourself who we are right now, in what stage we are, and what would be my next stage. What you are at present and what you are to become. In the beginning, you used to say that when you reach your destination, it will just be a question of taking one more step, that you have already placed one foot and that you now have to place the other foot. That is all the difference there is. So do you experience your final stage to be as close? Or we are just in between some appreciation, escalations, some other tragedy, or something else? So where we are. So during that 5 or 10 seconds of exercise and reflection, do you see it clearly? Do you experience your final stage to be as close? Just as you can see your form very clearly in the mirror, the same way your final form should be just as clearly visible in the mirror of knowledge. So from 20th Murli, we have kept the mirror of seva in our pocket. Now, through the mirror of knowledge, are you able to see it clearly? Your final stage? When a beautiful costume is in front of you and you are aware that that is what you will be wearing, and as the time for wearing that costume comes close, your attention will be drawn to it because you can see the costume in front of you. In the same way, can you see your final form in front of you, and is your attention drawn towards it? Call it the form of light or a costume, but you will only be able to see light. What is the form of an angel? That of light. Those who see them will experience angels to be those who are wearing costumes of light. Their crowns are light, their costumes are light, and their decoration is light. Wherever you look, you will only see light. So these are the signs where we need to check for ourselves. If we are able to see anyone, are we able to see that form of light? Can we experience like an angel or not? So again, let's have that moment of just, I would say, 5 seconds. Feel yourself as a light. Was it very clear? Or there was some blur or right? Nowadays, there are a lot of, new cameras, new phones are coming. We always used to check how much the, you know, power of camera is, how far we can see pixelate and all, pixel and all. Reflect in your mirror. Are we able to experience that form of light within just 5 seconds? Because the game will end in just few seconds. When you look on their heads, you will only see crowns of light. From their eyes, you will see rays of light emerging. So can you see such a form in front of you? How will the part of the light of might, the form of power, be revealed? With the form of light, anyone who comes in front of you should become bodiless in a second. That will only happen with the form of light. If you become a lighthouse whilst walking and moving alone, that body will not be visible to anyone. If you wish to pass the paper at the time of destruction, then in order to face all situations, you have to become a lighthouse. You should experience this form of yours while walking and moving alone. You now have to practice this. You should completely forget your body. Even when you have to do any work, if you have to walk or talk with someone, then too adopt the angelic form of light to do it. When you have to play a part, you put on a costume, and when your part is finished, you take it off. You put it on in 1 second and become detached from it in the next. When we start practicing this, it will be difficult to experience, like, how easy it is, like within 1 second, whether we will be able to detach from what has happened in past. And just in 1 second, are we able to feel that lightness in us? So when whatever work we used to do, if you have to walk or talk with someone, adopt the angelic form of light and do. When this practice becomes firm, the suffering of karma will finish. Just as pain is removed by having an injection. Hatha yogis make you practice trying to become detached from the body. So too, as soon as you have the injection of being an embodiment of remembrance, the awareness of the body will disappear. You will experience yourself to be a form of light, and others will also experience this form of yours. And this is the final service. Time is being reduced now from 5 seconds to 1 second. Just experience form of lightness within you. Through this, all your business and activity will be light. That is, there will be lightness. So Baba used to say all the methods and formula, how we can remain, how we can be detached, how we can achieve success in our business, in our any forum, you can say. And through this practice, I would say, through this practice, all your business and activity will be light. That is, there will be a lightness. There is a saying, even a mountain becomes like a mustard seed. So too, by your stabilizing in the form of light, all your business will become light. You will not even need to use your intellect very much. You do not have to use your intellect for anything that is light. By having this form of light, you develop the qualifications of being master, Jani Jananhar, and a master Trikaldarshi. You will then not even have to think about whether you should do something or not. So this is really a useful tips and technique for us, because we end up with thinking a lot, and then we have to attend those classes, overthinking and all, how to overcome those things, overthinking. So if we are just applying the formulas and the practice which is informed in this today's Murli, then we will be able to save as much as power which we used to have for the mind and the intellect. You will only have those accurate thoughts in the intellect which you have to carry out. There will not be any feeling of the consequence of karma whilst in this stage, in that stage. Whilst you are under the influence of an injection, even though you speak and move about, you are not aware of it. You do not even have that awareness that you are doing anything. Everything just continues to happen automatically. So love and purity will flow automatically if we are in that stage. We will not even know about it. How mother used to have that love. It's like automatically it will flow. If you see a small kind of, just a baby, the love and the purity will automatically flow. Similarly, the results of karma and the performing of actions will continue. But you will not have any awareness of it. It will not attract you to itself. Such a stage is called the final stage. So, are we ready to fly? You have to have such a practice. How close is this stage? So in like today, like very frequently, bring the mirror of seva, bring that mirror, check that stage. How much practice we are able to do that? How close is this stage? Have you come in front of this stage? The stage where you become the form of light. When you want and come into the body, when you want to do whatever you have to do. Until you come to the point where you maintain this stage all the time, you should at least have this stage for some time every now and then. Only then will you be able to have this stage all the time. So this is now and then. More and more often we practice this. And it's just, we have a very good system in Brahma Kumaris that we have a traffic control. So just in that traffic control, be it in any form, whatever music or song is being played, that is the only time where we can experience. If we have other time, like after every 5 minutes or any other time, then it's good. But if we all are occupied and within that traffic control, within 1 second, if we can just check ourselves in the mirror of our inner reflection, where I was and what I have to do. So within that entire day, at least, 10 times we could see the mirror. You used to experience the Sakar form being in the angelic form. Even whilst he was living on earth, you used to experience him to be an angel. You have to develop such a stage. This is something different. You used to experience the Sakar form being in the angelic form. Anybody knows what does this mean? Even whilst he was living on earth, you used to experience him to be an angel. So let's go back to Madhuban. We were in Pandavavan. What a beautiful vibes of Pandavavan when Baba nobody have even thought of that this could be a last bye-bye from Baba in the form of Sakar. During that last stage or during that, in that Sakar form, you used to experience the Sakar form being in the angelic form. Even whilst he was living on earth, you used to experience him to be an angel. You have to develop such stage. In the beginning, many used to have this vision. They used to see nothing but light. They would also have a vision of the crown of light many times. Whatever sample you saw in the beginning, that will be the practical form at the end. You will see the results of success in thoughts. Just as you give directions through words, in the same way, you will be able to carry out your entire business through thoughts. And that's a clarity, like, scientists are able to receive direction from the earth whilst up above. So are you not able to carry out your activities with elevated thoughts? After all, it is silence that science has copied. So for the sake of being an example, they are clearly in front of you already. You did this a cycle ago. So then there is no need to say anything. Just as you clarify something with words, in the same way, your entire activity should be carried out with thoughts. The more you experience this and come close to one another, the more your thoughts will also be similar. Because of becoming forms of light, when your wasteful thoughts and wasting of time have finished, you will only have those thoughts which are to take a practical form. You will just have that thought, and the person who has to carry it out in practice will also have the thought that he has to do it. This is the newness, is it not? So is it like if we remained in that stage, then it will be really easy for us to create those type of thoughts which are really needed at that time. When others see activity being carried out in this way, they will understand that your activity is not being carried out by telling anyone anything, but through signals. You will look at someone and from your eyes, that person will understand. The subtle region has to be created here. Sukshma Vatan should be created in our office, in our workplace, in our family. And it will only happen when we practice more the practice which we have, then it will be really easy. But again, this is just a sentence. It's a matter of practice. So it is a good takeaway from us that subtle region has to be created here. Do you make them practice this? Do you teach this to teachers, or do you even now only teach them how to give lectures? So it is the time for the lectures and giving those classes. We have ample number of classes and materials available, but now is the time to create a subtle region here, and your stage is your own. It is different. You're gone beyond that stage, and it is number wise. In the future too, you will adopt the crown and throne, and you will then leave it. Only then will someone will adopt it. Here too, when you go beyond one stage, others will then reach that stage. The systems of the future will continue from here. You will develop such love for that stage that you will not feel good without it. Even against your conscious wish, you will continually be drawn to it. Acha? Just pause for some time and then we'll start reflection. Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you. And just giving a heads up for tomorrow, we will be having our master class tomorrow based on the same Murli. And during that time, till the time we join next time, we have ample number of time to check in our mirror of reflection. But if anybody would like to share, then please proceed.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
It's such a beautiful goal which the Murli has kept. Because I remember reading a book very long time. I don't know whether I have it, Visions of the Future. It was a very long time back in the 90s, I think, when I remember that book. How there one stage, if suppose the destruction has to take place, first condition is final stage, which means unless my final, mine means our, everyone's final stage is revealed, then only we can see the real visual scene of upheavals. So in that book, I remember how only the final scene of what it would be in the future. But here Baba is saying to reach that particular stage, what are the things? How do you reach that final stage? Control over my mind. Am I able to give experience to everyone? Am I practical? And the word Sakash also came from that time. Sakash is Shakti plus Prakash, like Jyoti and Bindu, light and might. So that was a beautiful thing which Baba had given. But to reach that today, Baba is speaking about the final stage. What should be my form? Light, light, light. Light from everywhere. People should see light in me. And it's like, as one sentence Baba said, create a subtle region now. So it is just like merging my incorporeal and subtle, like emerging it and merging my body consciousness. I think this is a beautiful thing for us to really every day at Amrit Vela sit down and emerge that. So then at the final stage, it would be a practice, silence, sakash, and success.
Yeah, and that subtle region is to be created now. Yeah, great. Radha Maniji is saying, hoist the flag of power, the flag of greatness, newness throughout the world. Right. As I mentioned earlier in the kind of, starting of the Murli, that the Murli is all about reflection. So it's fine not to share, but one of the greatest outcome which we all can take, put that mirror, at least I will be taking that going forward, and just check all the time, because we all are in the seva, in practical seva. So that is the final stage where we each and every time we have to show ourselves that yes, we are the masterpiece. Yeah, visions of future, right? So how easy it is like to just practice being detached if you are in the middle of something and if traffic control is waiting for us. So how easy it is for us to remain detached and be in that soul conscious and any form which you say, and the work which is pending for you, what things you can see in your mirror. That is also one experiment which we can do, that either we are waiting for traffic control to get over, or something like I have to just finish some my work. Okay, let me finish that work. And so what all thoughts are coming in just 5 seconds or 1 minute of that silence. So in that 1 minute, if we can just include one more second of this mirror reflection, then definitely that would be the outcome, especially for me.
Om Shanti. Baba gave one example of like the costume is ready, the future form, the future costume, future dress is ready, and I have to just don it on. I have to just wear it, or my one feet is already there in the DT world. The other feet is here on the Sun Confluence age, and I have just to take the second step also, and just it's a matter of a moment, matter of a second. So that is a wonderful example Baba has given us, and we can practice that. My full angelic form, the final form, while doing the service. And the mirror is there to check. The service is a mirror where I can check every moment. Am I, while doing the service, while doing service is done in the Sakar world, corporeal world, but deep inside, I am an angel. I am in my angelic form, doing the service through the body, through my karmendriyas. So that stage I can check and be very close to that stage, so close and so fast that I have to just wear that uniform. That's all, through my thoughts and awareness. The awareness, and this is the novelty which we Brahmin souls have got. That's Baba speaks about this novelty throughout the world. We can spread this novelty. We have this patent. We can say in other form, other words, we have the patent. Om Shanti.
Just to add one word, brother, for all this, Baba said, every day I have to take an injection. That injection is remembrance. As you see, everywhere, everything, it boils down only to one thing, Yad, Swarup, not just Yad, an embodiment of remembrance. Just that injection, if I take every morning at Amrit Vela, Yad, the form, the place, Paramdam, the light, Shiv Baba, just keep injecting that. And then what, of course, my intellect is concentrated, my mind is stable. I think I become light. People see me light. All of them become light. And there is lightness everywhere. What a beautiful stage that would be before we see the upheaval.
Right, right. And the injection of remembrance is must. And just to add one more thing, remember to remember. And that's the injection. Okay. Balvinder Kaurji is saying that I do not know much about stage, but all I can say, I'm improving my repairing my stains, wrong habits, but thinking styles that were deeply rooted in my personality traits. When I so notice very carefully through beautiful mirror of Baba. And that is what the mirror which we have to frequently use daily, every now.
Om Shanti. I would just like to add one reflection here that Baba said that what vision I have about myself others also experience the same vision. So here is a key point where we when while checking in the mirror of the service, what vision I am creating every moment about myself and about the service and about the other souls. The same energy is being experienced in the form of the visions to the other souls also. So that is a practice point, and also enjoyment. Am I enjoying? Am I feeling the joy while doing service? That is another checkpoint. And then what is the stage quality? Is it a subtle? Am I that Baba says now that create a subtle region here and now? So now is okay, and here also. Here, while in sakar form, I am an angelic stage, completely light. My thoughts and my words and my actions. So that is what Baba says flag, because flag is always hosted high. That stage is equivalent of the flag. That's Baba gave example of flag because the stage has to be always furling high, and that stage will symbolize the reflect the power, reflect Baba, and reflect greatness and the newness through the service. Om Shanti Bhai.
Yeah. Okay. So it's time to start our reflection from now onwards. And let's meet again tomorrow. So just let's moment of peace and think about like what are we going to do from tomorrow. More than tomorrow, I would say let's start it from now onwards. Just check. Are you able to see your final stage in your mirror? Do you see it very clear? Baba have a lot of hope and expectation. Let's continue to remain in that stage and that silence. See all the time in the mirror. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Punadvai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a blissful day.